Immediately play a beer. Deal. Have we played Yotul yet today? This is the first time we played against Yotul, and so we switched to the beer. This stand's pretty good in the mirror. Ebony Pawn's fantastic. Darkspire's reasonable. Do I like the characters? Jake really wasn't too into the characters. I'm going to Crackling Bolt this because the consistent sources of damage are the things you really need to take care of in this matchup. If you want to see more of the Eternal Youth deck, there's plenty of videos of it on, and by plenty, there's at least 2 of it on the YouTube channel that's linked below the stream. I actually have to be, so like with the cash tournament at the end of the season, I do have to like actually have to be worried about like maintaining my rank and winning actual matches. So like I can't just sit there and just like play a bunch of decks that aren't actually fantastic at the top level. And while that Eternal Youth has an okay matchup against some of the more mid-rangey decks, it's just, you know, I'm not like main deck Drown Shrine. No, we're done here. Yep, there is a tutorial, Urza. There's also some of the event information in my article is no longer relevant because the structure of the events changed, but you can find kind of a breakdown of some of the things that are different between Hex and Magic linked in that article. Okay, well, yep. Yep, not a problem. Have any questions, feel free to ask. Alrighty. Want to buy Whirling Brutalizer. Found a piece of candy. Alright, so Ebony Pawn does 2 to my opponent because I activated my champion ability. And then Whirling Brutalizer, when it attacks, it deals 2 damage to each troop and player that already took damage this turn. And that damage gets increased to 3 by my champion ability. So it takes 3 from the trigger and then 3 from actually getting hit without a blocker. So now he needs another piece of removal to kill the Whirling Brutalizer. Which he likely has, like a lot of our deck doubles as removal. Just usually you don't want to use as removal, you want to be killing your opponent, but like cards like that do a lot of damage. So another Brutalizer kills our opponent here. Blood Infusion Device kills our opponent. Second Ebony Pawn is not the worst. Unfortunately, our opponent now has a bunch of draws that kill us. Whirling Brutalizer kills us, Blood Infusion Device kills us, etc., etc. So hopefully he does not have any of those things I just talked about. This deck is going to be gross with Lightning Bolts, you're not wrong. Fireball is going to be hot. Hot, hot, hot. Like, you can't do it on turn 1, but that's fine. That's fine. We've got stuff to do on turn 1 and turn 2. Am I dead? Crackling Bolt kills us here. Man, Crackling Bolt killed our opponent there too? Oh, so dead. So dead. Boo doo 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 doo. That's unfortunate. That's not how I want to board. That's alright. What am I doing here? Cleave is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Electrify is medium. I don't like Ghostblade Duelist in the mirror. I don't love Arena Regular in the mirror. It's probably better than Electrify though. Yodel's just honest and efficient. He's not oppressive. Don't listen to him, Yotel. Something worth noting, and I don't think I did this last game because I wasn't thinking about it. I think you should choose to draw in the Yodel mirror. I don't remember. I probably chose to play just by default. And the reason why you should choose to draw in the Yodel mirror is because what happened last game, it really comes down to just being one card ahead of your opponent. Wow, multiple Ghostblade duelists. Man, now I'm torn. Well, now I think I'm just letting him get some extra damage in with these so I can just, like, cleave his dorks. I have 2 cleaves, though. That's tough. We're definitely playing the Infusion Device out. I basically am playing this as a gain 2 if I play it. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm just going to play it out. Because he might play another troop out next turn, and then I can just, like, Blood Shard and then cleave troop him. I mean, a lot of people that say the Yodel deck isn't interactive or their opponent's just getting lucky or they're getting unlucky generally just don't want to admit mistakes that they're making. A lot of these games are very, very close and very interactive. Yeah, that was probably a loose activation. I only got 1 extra point in with this activation of Yodel. Usually, I don't have a plethora of charges this game. Usually, if I'm not on an abundance of charges, I like to make sure I get at least 2 points in per Yodel activation. See, like this game, the Bolt would be hard to cast into Whirling Brutalizer. Yep. That's tough. So we're taking our 6 here, so probably just dead this game. There's always going to be some kind of what I like to refer to as a police deck in every format, where that deck keeps the other decks in check and like basically makes them be honest and say, hey, if you can't keep up with this deck, your deck's probably not a real deck and you probably should be doing something else. Probably losing this game. Pretty far behind here. It's like trading Infusion Device activation with my opponent. They have another Whirling Brutalizer. We're going to die. The issue is that agency is removed from the players when the games are... I don't know what that means. Can you explain yourself in a different way? What is agency? Is that a typo of some sort? Heroic Outlaw is a card that could let us steal this game. This card, when it comes into play, it deals damage equal to its power to our opponent, and it has speed. So this is going to come in and just like do a 10 ball next turn. Yeah, I definitely agree that this deck is more interesting and interactive than Runeer decks. But that sets the bar really low, to be fair. Alright, we're at 3. This Heroic Outlaw is now free. Blood Infusion Device. Burn. So I can put my opponent to 7. And then I'm going to go ahead and play this Quash Ridge Rubble out. And the reason why I'm doing that is because in the event my opponent just has bricks, I want to be able to hit my opponent and then play a second resource and burn them for lethal next turn. We're probably just dead here. It's like any combination of cards kills us, basically, that aren't shards. He's trying to play around Vampire Kiss here, so he's going to do this during my ready step. Or not. It's okay. That's all right. Well, please win the coin flip. Please win the coin flip. Please win the coin flip. Yeah, never concede when you're dead. Sometimes they mess up. All right. So what happened there, for whatever reason, I think it's because they wanted to play around Vampiric Kiss. Our opponent didn't activate their pawn, so I played the Darkspire out, and then the Darkspire says, when this dies, either your opponent takes 3 or you search your library for a Darkspire. So in response to the pawn trying to kill us, I burned my Darkspire and we won the coin flip and did 3 damage to them. So the correct way to play around Vampire Kiss with his pawn was that he should have done it during my ready step, basically, is what should have happened. Instead, everything, went according to plan, I guess. I almost missed it, Brad. I almost missed it. I was really close to missing it, and then I was like, oh, wait a minute, we have a coin flip. This hand is so good. This hand is so good with some shards. Punted that one. Yes, you did. And then he put me on the play again, so... The Yotul deck is easily one of the most complex aggressive decks I've ever played in any TCG ever. There's a lot of key decision points to minimize and maximize the amounts of damage you are both taking and dealing. And we might brick and die with this hand, and that's fine. I would probably keep this again on the draw. It just has everything I could ever want, namely Heroic Outlaw and Vampiric Kiss. I haven't been very professional today, so maybe I shouldn't have kept this. Yeah. Yep. If he has another infusion device, it's going to be real bad for us. I thought to myself, we'll concede if we don't hit a shard this turn. Speed with the 2-month resub. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it. Oh, jeez. So much rage. So we're taking 4 or 5 here at least. Going to... If we had a shard that makes a temporary resource, we could still be in this game. We could also just die here, just like Crackling Bolt, Crackling Bolt. You know what's funny? We could Heroic Outlaw and Whirling Brutalizer this turn, and that's how much damage? It's oh, that's so much damage. You make a minimum of 2 decisions in every game of Hex you play. The first decision is made before you even join the match. It's the deck you play and the cards you're playing with. The second decision you make are the cards you're keeping while you're playing the game. You make a minimum of 2 decisions per game. A minimum of 2 decisions. And anyone tells you that they made 0 decisions and lost a game is upset because they feel like they got unlucky and they don't want to feel stupid like they made the wrong decisions. And we are dead. And again, you could say I got unlucky, but I made a decision to keep a hand that was possibly not great. And then, you know, sometimes you need to draw shards, sometimes you need to draw non-shards, and that hand needed to draw non-shards. And we didn't, so we lost. And that's fine. Would we have actually killed our opponent the following turn if we drew a Ruby shard? We'd have gone Ruby into Activate Yodel, Burn Your Face, Whirling Brutalizer. Yeah, he would have died if he'd have missed, and then we'd have gotten a Ruby shard. There's argument for and against keeping hands like what I kept. I get it, and arrogant people have been writing off aggressive decks like Burn as being not uninteractive and not skillful and easy to play and being bad for the games that they're in for forever, for as long as games like this have existed. And experienced TCG players will tell you time and time again that you are incorrect and that every game, every deck in these games takes different decision-making processes, and you have to make different types of decisions with and against decks like Burn, but that doesn't make them bad or easy to play or bad for the game. You're not wrong, and that's one of the reasons why I stopped playing Magic Online, because streaming, while it does make some amount of money, doesn't make a ton of money. I do it primarily because it is fun. And I wasn't having fun playing Magic Online, which is why we stopped doing it. Okie-doke. When you repeat yourself in circles in my chat, we give you a timeout. Because I don't need to sit here and rant at you for forever. I just don't. This hand's not great. Like Whirling Brutalizer's medium, I guess. It's got Burn in it. This hand needs a consistent... Sand needs a consistent damage source to really capitalize on the Brutalizers, but Burn has good interaction for Howling Brave, and even just like, if we had a Blood Shard, just casting Brutalizers is probably fine. It's so funny to me how people think that having the concept of free speech means that you just get to spew whatever you want, and everyone is forced to just like listen to whatever you want to say. And that's not what it means at all. What free speech means is that we're not going to jail or imprison you for spewing stuff that we don't want to hear. The Kaijudist with the sub. Thank you for that next level of brand new support. I do appreciate it. Yeah, exactly. It means you don't have to go to jail, not a lack of consequences. Thanks. And that's why I love my subs even more, because I know when someone subscribes to the stream that not only do they really appreciate the guy, but they like, you know, they know what they're getting into. Like we're very straightforward, no BS kind of stuff here. Oh no! That's rough. That's fine. This guy still netted us a point of damage. It's a 1-for-1, and we got 1 point of damage out of it. These Brutalizers would be much better if they were dealing 5 on these attacks, but eh. Alright, what are we doing here? So, yeah, I'm just going to activate this, because, again, I think you should always activate when you're going to get at least 2 points of damage in. So, Burning Tendrils is going to deal 1 extra point of damage with this activation, and then Whirling Brutalizer is going to deal 1 extra point of damage with activation, assuming there's no burn here, which there's not, so we're getting him down to 10. We'll play this Blood Infusion device. Alright, sweet. Oh, good chance he's dead. Do you have a blocker? Do you have a blocker? Okay, has to block with Periwinkle, which we wanna make him jump here. So, what am I doing here? If I play this, he doesn't have to chump. If I activate Yodel, this does 4 and puts him to 6, and then if he doesn't chump, the Brutalizer will kill him. So, yeah, let's do that. He could have something scary like Cosmic Shaman next turn with damage and life drain, so we are not... We're in a good spot, but we're not out of the woods just yet. Has to block or he dies. Play this Darkspire Priestess. Wild Child, okay. Thanks, Holidays. Catch you later. Alright, we got a lot of draws to kill him here. Please, puppy! Oh, that's not one of them. That is... Because this isn't enough, right? If we crunch with all of the nerds, he gains 4 and takes 5, so that's not good enough. It's like super dead to a Cosmic Shaman. Arena Regular comes out in matchups like this because of situations like this situation here. Ooh, that's rough. That's rough. So he's going to kill Whirling Brutalizer, I assume. He might kill Arena Regular. Probably Whirling Brutalizer, though. Okay. Sure. He's going to go to 9 from this attack. Come on. Burn. Crackling Bolt. Vampire Kiss. Infusion Device. Something. Not that. There's the Cosmic Shaman I implied earlier he might have. Gonna get to attack with Forever's Child. Wow, no, okay, well that means we got live draws again. Crackling Bolt, Infusion Device, Burning Tendrils. Opponent should have attacked us with Forever's Child. This does 4, and then these Brutalizer triggers do 6. So small mistake from our opponent there, cost him the game. I don't like Kiss in this matchup. You mentioned I'm not a fan of Arena. Actually, I'm really not a fan of Ghostblade Duel, so I might keep some of the Arena regulars. Ember Spire, which is great. Princess is fine. Burning Tendrils is great. Burn to the Ground is medium. Extinction and Electrofryer, okay. And yeah, I'm going to cut the Arena regulars if I'm bringing in all of the sweepers. And then, do I want Heroic Outlaw? I don't know if I want Heroic Outlaw. I think I'm going to lean towards no. Well, let's try it like this. Yeah, not only is Duelist free for Carnosaurs, but he likely has Cluckodons in the 75 as well. And you don't want Cluckodon to be killing your thing on top of gaining him 4 life. I'm going to keep this hand. It's got double extinction on the draw, so it can allow us to catch back up. Ebony Pawn pushed a lot of damage. If my opponent has a slow start, which Howling Brave does not indicate, Ebony Pawn into Whirling Brutalizer is one of our better starts if we hit a shard to play it. No, not at all, Sione. A lot of the cards that are good against Duelist are in people's reserves, so you just like board the card out. Blood shards. That's kind of a blood shard. Opponent's deck is sweet. I like Cosmic Shaman decks. This Wild Child, Infinite Trick, sure. Please, Blood Shard. Blood Shard, Blood Shard, Blood Shard. I suppose... Yeah, I suppose I just want to kill this and prevent him from gaining life. So I can play this Blood Infusion device, and then I can activate this, which lets me Crackling Bolt this for lethal. I wanted specifically Blood Shard, though, so I could kill it with Burning Tendrils. But you are correct. Any shard, let us kill it there. Broodfather? Daddy! Doesn't have speed. Okay, well, hopefully we hit a Blood Shard this turn so we can Extinction the Stork off the table. No, it's not a Blood Shard. I just like playing Brutalizer and passing? Yeah, I think I am. It's a little awkward. Threshold requirements on his deck are pretty demanding, though. It's possible I'm not supposed to play this out since I'm waiting for an extinction anyways. Well, I'm not jumping with this Brutalizer. I'm just like taking a hit for 8 here. Now we're jumping with the Brutalizer. Do I have to? Yeah, I have to, right? This only does 3 and this does 3 more. Yotul and Tendrils does not kill this. Even if this was doubled up, if we had empowered Tendrils, Yotul would have killed it. Because we would have done 5 plus 3. Now we're on chump blocking duty, yep. Don't really care about that. I'm gonna block here, and I think I'm gonna Burning Tendrils this. That's not worth saving a point of life. That's fine, we'll go to 7. 7 and 8 are similar when this has speed. Alright, we had a Blood Infusion device or Threshold here, well, it could be okay. We play this, we jump here. There. So we gotta redraw. We play this, activate this, Burning Tendrils out the Forever's Child. So we're not dead that way. Andy's not gaining life. So he definitely has a series of draws that kill us next turn, which include a Ruby Shard, another one of these, but we definitely still win this game if we... There's a series of draws that allow us to win this game. Ruby Threshold is scary! Because it means when he reanimates this later, he's going to get to come in with speed and 8-ball us. Alright. Blood Threshold. Blood Threshold. Blood Threshold. Survey says extinction. Shards are scary, because if he hits another shard, he can reanimate the Root Father next turn. So now we're definitely doing this, and then we just hope he misses on a shard for a turn. Activate this, and then, yeah, just empower this. And then if he misses a charge next turn, we can kill him on our next turn. Close game. Rats. Wonder if he sees it. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. He might have missed it. Or he didn't. Oh, did I miss lethal? Oh, I did miss lethal, didn't I? Because it would have been 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was speed, wasn't it? I thought it was speed. He conceded, so sure. So I missed it, and then you know, mistakes were made on both sides of the table. Sometimes you play more soccer than you do Hex. We can ask him, but Masty was watching earlier. I may, if he comes back. Masty, your Root Father had speed at the end there, didn't it? I thought it had speed, so you could have just reanimated it? I also missed lethal killing you the previous turn. I should have not empowered my thing and then used the infusion device in the Ebony Pawn. So I messed up too. It's funny how we didn't play against any Yotul today, and then now that we switched to Yotul, we've played 2 mirrors. It tries to pair people that are close in ranking, but it spreads as the time goes on because it prioritizes pairing you faster as opposed to pairing you with people that are like immediately within striking range. I mean, I've also gotten paired against people that are like in platinum before, so it's been a while since we've been down paired into gold because now there's more people in cosmic. You're fine, Immortals. Plenty of swords in chat. Waiting, waiting, waiting. Waiting, waiting. Okay, hand's great. What decks have a good matchup against Yotul? The Runir Hierophant decks can be kind of tough matchups. Spell Shield's annoying. That's why we have extinctions on the board. Ooh, this is a brew. That seems really good in the mirror. Well, we're going to lead on that. Pass the turn. So here's always a philosophical question that I'm torn on. Do I play the Arena Regular with higher upside on the very small chance that they don't have anything, or I should just play the Ebony Pawn? I always get greedy and pick the play that has the higher upside but the lower floor, and you always get punished because they have burns and crackling bolts and stuff to kill these Arena Regulars. So I'm just gonna play this Ebony Pawn out. Pyretic Performer is pretty good. So what am I going to do here? So I have to kill the Pyretic Performer. Do I want to do it with Burning Tendrils or burn? I think I want to save Tendrils for this Incarnation of Fury. So I'm going to play Arena Regular, activate my champion, play this out, get 2, do 2, and then burn his guy. Pyretic Performer is pretty good in the mirror too. Scorch my guy, makes sense. Hopefully we hit a shard here that makes a temporary resource, and then we can go ahead and... Those are 2 very good cards. Now I have to Burning Tendrils, and then this thing's going to be ticking down very quickly, which is scary. Because of this Ghostblade Duelist, hopefully we hit a burn. Alright, well now we hit a shard. Yeah, I think I just can't let this sit on the table, unfortunately, so I'm just going to go ahead and Burning Tendrils this for sure. The question then becomes, do I hold this or not? I think I do. So I think I want to get a point of damage out of it with this Arena Regular. So we'll go like Arena Regular, play Shard next turn, play Ebony Pawn. Or play Darkspire Priestess, probably. This is the Fury Chant version. Okay. So probably turning this on next turn. Deal a damage. Do this. Play this. Real close. If he makes this and attacks into our 2 guys, I'm double blocking. I think. Probably half the double block, because if he does any more damage to us, we're just going to be low enough for the 6 power guy to kill us. Yep, go 5. Half the double block here. Do I have to double block here? Let's talk about it. So, if this does 3 damage, if this does 3 damage to our opponent, they're dead, right? We do 2, 2, and 2, because I have a champion activation. Okay, so coin flip to win. Lost the coin flip. That does not let us do it anyways, right? If I activate this, this does 2, 4, 6, 8, and these goes to 1. I'm gonna activate this still. Activate this. I did not ban him. I timed him out. Timeouts and bannings are different. He was talking in a circle, and when you sit there and talk in a circle, it takes away from other discussions that could possibly be going on. We could very well be dead here. Hopefully we're not, because then he's going to die, but... Any burn spell kills us. He's got a champion activation. That one definitely kills us. Good beats. Activates this and then does 2, 2, and then 2. So we were a coin flip away from winning this game in the most literal sense. The Darkspire would have hit the right half. Shh, it's okay. Good night, my sweet prince. Good night. Alright, so Darkspire, Vampire, some Cleaves, Heroic Outlaw. Don't call names, be dice. It's okay. Be as dice as possible. And again, we brought out Ghost Blades because they just get killed in the mirror a lot of the time and they don't deal any damage. Same thing with Arena Regular a lot of the time. Bring in some more. We're a little bit more 3 heavy, but we also play 24 shards. Like, being heavy on 3s is fine. That was the dice version. Okay, fair. I'll give it to you. Again, I'm going to choose to draw in the mirror. That hand's close. I think I'm going to keep it. Cleave's pretty reasonable. Why need 89 with the 4-month resub? Thank you for the continued support. A third of a year is a long time. Thanks for coming back again and again and again. If you're not already in the Subs Only Discord server, you should check it out. It's a lot of fun. Ghostblade Duelist is really good in the mirror on exactly 1, and it's bad when you draw in the late game. I'm just going to pass here. I don't want to spend this Crackling Bolt on just this guy. Yeah, we played a combo life gain deck earlier today. There's also a combo mill deck that sees infrequent play. Whirling Brutalizer was the worst possible result for waiting here. Didn't activate his champ power though, so hopefully we hit an Orc or a Blood Shard. That's just like spitting in my face. Yeah. Alright, I have to Crackling Bolt that. Doesn't feel good. If we would have hit a way to make Blood Threshold there, we could have activated my champion ability and cleaved, killing both of his guys and dealing him 2. But now this card's just dealt us infinite damage. And we haven't drawn a non-shard, and we drew more Orc shards on top of not having an Orc. The Crackling Vortexes are not free. I think the 2 of them is fine, but occasionally they get you. And it's usually that they only get you in situations like this where, like, you're getting kind of unlucky with the rest of this. Probably just dead here. Scale of 1 to dead, definitely solidly drifting towards the dead end of the scale. Yep, links are enabled in chat. And just, you know, act like an adult. So we got to respond to his champion activation there by killing his guy, which buys us a turn. Possibly. Hey, look at that! That's not a shard. Weird. I guess the burn wasn't a shard either. Alright, start the long climb, Ebony Pawn. Just you and me. 22. You know, most of us are adults until you prove that you're not. You can post links in chat. Good games, opponent.